Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we got to take a look at the Caribbean Central American country of Belize. And ideally, Belize is the only country in the Central America to be occupied by the British. And it's the only country in the Central America to be used as, of course, as an Atlantic slave country colony, as you should know. Of course, I'm sure Spain used slavery in Central America, but the British, obviously, the reason why we have a lot of the Afro-Caribbean community in Belize, it's because of that. Very different compared to the more Hispanic Central America, where Spanish and Hispano culture is dominant. Today, we'll be taking a look at the election in Belize, of course. We got a little change in our map updates. I don't really plan to say much. I will just say we decided to characterize Italy as right-wing, since the Italians did win popular vote, and the Italian right-wing did win the popular vote. Some of that. Peru's right-wing, technically, because, sure, the left has won one election, and I believe they're up for this election. They have an election this year, so the right might do some good there, but obviously not much has changed. But we are talking about Belize, and Belize actually probably will be a change, because yet again, Belize's ruling party, which was pretty much the established ruling party, the PUP, which is of course, the People's United Party. It's a center-left political party, and they won a massive mandate last night. Now, a little background, the PUP came into power in 2020, specifically taking out the UDP, which is the more conservative political party, the United Democratic Party, which, of course, conservatism, center-right, Caribbean Democrat Union, but obviously this is the center-right party. It has a very small majority now. Obviously, in 2020, they only carried 5 seats. They lost 14 seats, and the PUP gained 14 seats. This time around, they managed. They didn't really gain a seat. They kept their 26 seats, but they did gain more votes, 67%, which is, I want to believe, 8 points more compared to what they had performed in 2020. So huge mandate there. You got the third party now. Oh yeah, UDP. There's 2 UDP candidates, I want to believe. I want to believe the UDP. This is weird because the UDP, Tracy Penton, she's UDP and a mix of the Panton party. Actually, never mind. Is Panton's? That's her. Never mind. So you got 2 UDP people. So UDP, there was no real change in the seats. So in the House of Representatives in Belize, there are 31 seats. So 31 seats in the House of Representatives. In order to clinch a majority, you must obtain 16. And nothing really changed. The map remains the same. The PUP has 26 seats, still remaining that way, and the UDP has right now 5 seats. So that hasn't changed, although make it being split between the 2 candidates of Tracy Panton and Shine Barrow, you'll clearly see that Panton won 3 seats, Barrow won 2, but ideally, combine them together. They are, of course, a part of the same party. The UDP has 5 seats. So I don't know about you, but I think this is a huge mandate. Belize we have categorized Belize as a right-wing country. Oh, why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you why. Belize, back then, previously, early 2010s, 2010s, the Caribbean, very conservative. And it's becoming that way, especially in the Afro-Caribbean communities of like Jamaica, the Bahamas. The Bahamas is becoming more liberal. Reasons why? I'm guessing it's because more radicalization, the theory, once again, more left-wing populism is arising, that, of course, we got to stand up against the world, Europe especially, the white colonizers, or just the colonizers in general. And also, it's more about a racial sort of identity, racial nationalism, compared to national nationalism. So, yeah, it's hard to explain, but the Bahamas, I would say, is the conservatives can win there. It's not bloatedly left-wing. Belize, obviously, is not that really different than the Bahamas. It is pretty much the same culturally. The only difference with Belize geographically is they're bordered with Central American countries. With that, though, you can clearly see that Belize has had Johnny Bracino. Of course, he is the prime minister, and he is labeled the subsequent prime minister, declared winner last night. In 2015, it was, of course, the UDP had more of a strong, it wasn't even that divisive. You have the UDP claiming the majority by 2, whatever it's called, 2 seats. I don't know. They were gaining. In 2012, they had 17 seats, so they had a majority of 17. And the PUP did gain momentum, but they couldn't win the seat. They couldn't win, of course, the prime minister position. So you could clearly see the UDP was pretty popular in Belize back then. Yeah, you have the PUP making a comeback, but not as big as it was today. So, I don't know if you want to call it, but we're calling it. Belize is a left-wing country. We're saying, it's voted, what qualifies it to be a progressive left-wing country? It voted for the left in 2 consecutive elections, and despite being the incumbent party through, honestly, a time of turmoil, with COVID and with the economic effects that it brings after that, it seems the PUP has actually surprised me. They actually got more popular despite the economic turmoil. UDP could have actually took advantage of that, but they didn't. I think they could have. I think they tried. But the PUP, I'm guessing it's that progressive culture that is in Belize. Overall, we'll never know. I personally think it is more because of a cultural issue than a national issue. The left and the right, I really do define them differently. The left is more cultural. The right is more national. Okay? Especially in these foreign countries. The left seems to be more nationalistic towards your own community, your own private culture, while the right seems to be nationalistic towards your country. It's just the country. We are Belizeans, or something like that. But I think in Belize, cultural identity has taken over, and more of that, they're proud about their heritage, and no doubt about it, they are proud of the struggle they went through, when it comes to, like, their history, being a slave colony, sort of how Haiti was. But Haiti, fun fact, is more conservative, actually. It's much more conservative, actually. During the 20th century, it was a right-wing dictatorship, an anti-communist right-wing dictatorship. It flirted with the United States, but then it got too extreme, and Bill Clinton went over there and overthrew the dictatorship. So, so it's not, you think, oh, it's a slave country, slave colony, that means they're become, left-wing or Marxist. No, not all the time. Africa, sure, you make an exception, but I do think it's more of that Baptist, religious sort of culture. I think we know for sure the UDP has Baptist sort of principles in there also. And we know Belize is a very religious country as it is. So what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.